mentality side of things, Wenger always comes out with, and mental strength and all that. It's so repetitive. It's like scripted, isn't it?
It's a bit like the substitutions, isn't it? It's pre-arranged. No matter what happens in the game, this is what I'm going to say.
Can I just... what, did you boys get my text in the first half? About Baldy?
He got off the bench twice.
Twice.
That's twice more than he's ever done this season.
That's twice more than the game when he was actually in charge.
Yeah. 3 games he was in charge.
Yeah.
Why won't he get up off his arse?
I think
It's really bothering me.
I think he's one of them people that is he keeps everything behind closed doors.
No.
I would imagine
someone needs motivating on the pitch.
Oh no, I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. Pat Rice. I mean, Ricey was always up there, wasn't he?
That's what drove me mad about the Fulham game. The Fulham game and to a certain extent the start of the Tottenham game was that there was obviously things going wrong. It's like, how long are you going to rely on the players' so-called intelligence to sort out those things themselves when they might not actually be able to see it? All it took was someone to go up to him and say, "Look, mate, I think you need to drop in a bit deeper there, or come a bit shorter here or there." To plug an obvious gap. No, nothing.
I don't even want to see that. What I wanted to see on Saturday, after Addy bloody...
Addy Barndor.
Whatever you want to bloody call it.
Addy Barndor.
I wanted to see Steve Bold on the edge of that technical area. Not anyone in particular. I just wanted to see him screaming at him. I just wanted to see him.
I don't think you're going to get that from him, mate. Yeah, you ain't going to get... Well, I mean, we sit
our
right
players should be afraid
don't
to
even
go
hear
in
him,
at
do you,
half
Mike?
time.
No.
Don't even hear him.
I mean, I used to be able to hear Bold from where I sat when Bold was playing. I used to be able to hear him shouting
On the pitch.
Yeah.
And Keown.
Yeah, and Adams especially.
But Bold on the bench. I mean, we sit right behind the home dugout, and you don't hear Bold. The only time you hear Bold is when he's calling a substitution back.
He's under management.
I want to hear Bold shout out to someone. You don't want to come in at half time and come up against me. I'll tell you. Because I want the players out there to be afraid.
I think Song had that, didn't he, in the
to
summer?
To be afraid. Yeah. Sometimes you need that hairdryer.
To be honest.
And it don't come from Wenger.
You've got to look at...
But that's Baldy's job.
Look at Ferguson. I mean, look, we hate him. You know, he's won all those trophies, and he still gets off the bench and screams at his players when it ain't going well. He tells them what needs to be done.
The Man United players that don't offer great technical ability, people like Fletcher, people, you know, I'm not being funny, but they're motivated purely by fear. They're motivated by fear. They don't want to go in at half time to that.
Yeah.
The thing is as well, I mean, obviously, new assistant manager and stuff, people, especially with Bold's reputation as well as a player, obviously everyone was looking at him to be a bit of to give the players a bit of a beasting on the pitch, and they were looking him to question Wenger, and come on, it's just never going to happen.
I don't want him to question Wenger, but if he gets his hand around a few players' throats in the dressing room, I'm all for it.
Do you really want that though? Yeah, but it's not like the old days, is it? It's not going to happen like that. It won't happen like that. There's no way. Like, I would imagine, in this day and age, Stu, if he did that half time, he'd probably have an assault charge against him. Do you know what I mean? Do you know?
I think that's. But what's he going to do? Say, can I have a little word with you outside?
Mate.
For fuck's sake, come on.
Yeah, but mate, I'm telling you, if he's grabbing people up in the dressing room, then I want to be able to swear without anyone texting to get me kicked out.
And getting surrounded by an army of stewards.
Yeah, getting a warning. Yeah. I just don't think that's not his style.
Ago, in my opinion, it was happening as. I mean,
it's not his style. Pat Rice was a shouter, but he had that relationship with Wenger. They've been together for years. Baldy's building his relationship with Wenger. He's working with the bloke for the first time, directly. You know, so I think it might happen. You know, we've seen some influence from Bold this season, a little bit, but I just don't think. If it is to go down that way, I just don't think it'll happen this season. I think he's going to settle into the job and get his confidence and find his niche, and then start maybe doing the hairdryer treatment that you want him to do.
People.
No, I agree. I mean, you know, if you're an Arsenal man, which he is, you know, like your Adams is and that, you'd feel that passion to naturally get up and say if things ain't right and just have a rant and just be passionate about the club, but. Yeah. You know, maybe he's under managed.
Do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Wenger's had some scientific experiment done, and that proves
put him in a dentist chair. Psychological assessment.
You're more likely to have a heart attack by shouting at the players than actually getting anything changed on the pitch. Who knows? I don't know, but it just seems weird that there's this culture in the club
you're
of
looking at Baldy as
just
a player,
letting the players do what they want.
mentality. He hasn't got that in him no more because he's in managerial mode. He's having to take on a totally different persona. Do you know
Yeah, but he's got Banfield to support him, to be fair, as well, because he's in the first team affairs, isn't he?
Yeah.
Great coach.
Banfield's a great coach.
The same type of player.
The other thing with Baldy as well, you've got to remember, is of course he's come from the youth team as well and the kids.
So he wouldn't necessarily be a shout.
Yeah, you know.
Encouraging,
Yeah.
It doesn't need ranting and screaming and shouting.
It does when you're 1-0 down.
No, it doesn't. It just needs a bit of coaching. Sometimes the calmness from the manager can compose the players, but you still need the information. What am I doing wrong? People like that reassurance. So you don't have to scream and shout. You just need to say, well, as Mike said already, you just need to do this or try that, and that will improve the performance. Now, it doesn't need to be a beasting all the time.
1-0 down against the Spuds at home, you look over to the bench and everyone's sitting down. No.
Jenkinson weren't.
Sometimes you want something like a Stuart Pearce, like when he was managing the under-21s.
Well, that worked for him, didn't it?
Not him personally, because I can't stand a geezer.
Him and Steve Wigley battering each other on the streets.
That aside, look at his desire because he showed he cared. Do you know what I mean? That
desire.
So what you're saying is we need Neil Lennon.
Desire springs across through his
get
play.
Neil Lennon in.
Fucking hell. If my manager's doing that,
But it comes comes back to remember who you are, what you are, and who you represent, Eels.
That's right.
But do you really want a coach that's a loose cannon, a nutcase?
I want a coach. I want a coach that says that to the players. What you just said.
Yeah, but they might say it to them behind closed doors, Stu. You don't know, do you? You don't know what goes on behind closed. You know,
behind
again, it's like the secret police.
90 minutes.
Well, no, it's 45 minutes, isn't it? I would imagine what happened at Reading at half-time, I would imagine was probably one of Wenger's most venomous half-time talks because the way they come out, you know, they come out a completely different team.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it was the same, more or less the same players that come out except for Giroud. And, you know, he's obviously had a right pop. Talking about players, Walcott. Do we want him to sign the team?
Sign the team.
Yeah, sign the team.
Do we pay him?
If he's allowed to sign
whatever to keep him.
Yeah.
If he wants
I've got his stats here. 147 starts, plus 88 as a sub. So it's over 200 games for the Arsenal. 51 goals. Got Gareth Bale's stats here. 217 appearances, 39 goals.
Is that whilst he was
and
in
apparently,
the or?
according to Harry Redknapp, he's better than Messi.
And they went over a year without winning the game and winning the team, didn't they? Or 2 years, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I
think we got to keep him. I just think.
I'm worried about the message it sends if he goes.
I think we need to. I think that's a good point. I think we need to keep him just to stop this ridiculous terminal slide of getting rid of players.
Mass exodus.
And they're doing well against us as well.
Sanya, next summer in it, is the next one that's potentially going to be on his toes.
But they're all leaving, and Nicholas Bentner, still an Arsenal player who is open to a move to Tottenham. I wouldn't mind going back to Arsenal. What the hell was that about?
Yeah.
Really?
No, but Mark, that's the point though. You've got players like Bentner, Scalacci, Denilson. You know, they're still there.
Park.
And then all the ones we want to keep, we're getting rid of.
Yeah.
Park.
Wood, mate, they need to go.
We've got umpteen players out on loan who don't even get on the bench.
That's what disgusts you, doesn't it? Denilson's taking a wage, yet they don't want to give Walcott an extra £10,000 a week. Jesus Christ.
Well, they can't because Denilson's got all the bloody money.
Do you know what I mean?
It's poor.
It's woeful.
So, to put a question out there to you guys, if Theo Walcott leaves, does that make Ivan Gazidis' position untenable?
No, but it depends who we get in to replace him. That's for me. It's
so if he gets Zaha in to replace him, so player that is not proven in the Premier League.
No.
So again, I'll throw the question back. If we brought in Zaha, would that make Gazidis' position untenable?
I don't think it would make his position untenable, but it would make me a very, very fucking unhappy person. Nothing's going to make his position untenable. Nothing's going to make his position untenable. No,
really.
It's a challenge, isn't it? Who's going to challenge? Who's going to tell him his position's untenable?
Who's going to sack a man who puts money in your pocket, really?
Who's there to say to him, you've got to go because Walcott went?
The fans, if we could sack him, he'd be sacked. But at the end of the day, it's not our decision. It's the decision of the board, and the board are very happy to be making a tidy profit.
Of course.
That's just a question.
They're looking at
Just
it
a
as a
question.
business, not as a football club.
Well, this is it now, isn't it? Yeah, that's the balance, isn't it? There's no balance now between.
All this
has
business
confirmed
about
that
in
what
a
goes
couple
on
of
the pitch
years.
is not his job.
The thing that annoys me, like when you hear joint statements from Arsenal and Tottenham on Friday about antisocial behaviour, you'll be kicked out. I'm like, wait a minute, like there's 60,000 people here that paid a lot of money, spend a lot of money in the Arsenal shop, and you're treating them like kids, and you want to chuck people out. They're your customers. You should be embracing us a bit more, in my opinion.
Right, so
it annoys me.
You said that at the start you didn't think the atmosphere was good. It's like, how can you be surprised the atmosphere is not good when you barely walked through the door and you've already been given a warning by your club?
Well, no, it was a joint statement. You've been given a warning by both clubs, haven't you?
Yeah.
I don't like that joint statement thing with Spats.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Joint statement. Just Arsenal make a statement.
Well, no, I think
and
the
ask
reason
our fans to shut up.
I think it's reason it's joint is because they need our input into like putting out a professional and clear statement, and probably written without spelling mistakes.
But Harry doesn't write them anymore. So
Redknapp's not there anymore, is he? So there's no problems with that. So so keep Walcott, Mike.
Oh yeah, I
at all costs.
At all costs. I don't know. I mean, by the way, can I just say I think this whole thing about him playing up the middle is completely not a codswallop, because if he goes to a club where the manager said to him, "I guarantee to play you up through the middle," then what division are you playing in? What manager in? What manager is going to give a player a guarantee like that? No, don't.
Tony
Rubbish.
Allardyce.
Yeah, but Mark, he'll go there and
they'll get rid of him.
Play him on the bench. He'll be on the bench. He won't start. They'll play Crouchy up front, and what's his face?
Carroll.
Yeah. So no, for me, I think that's rubbish. All about money, and I think I've got a slight suspicion we may offer him a bit more, but I've got a horrible feeling he's already gone.
If it's about an extra $10,000 a week, he's got to be kept.
Mal?
I don't think it's an extra $10,000 a week. I'm not sure he really wants to stay. I think his form has improved dramatically as the contract's running out, and
no smoke without fire.
Yeah, he's seeing Van Persie leave, he's seeing the other players leave, and worse than that, he's seeing players leave and actually win things. I think his heart's not in it anymore. I think he'll go.
I want him to stay. I like Walcott. I think he's got great potential. I don't want to see him coming up against our defence.
No.
That's for starters. You know what I mean? If he is to go, then please don't make the same mistake by sending him to one of our competitors. He's got to go abroad. That's the bottom line. If you're going to sell him abroad or not at all, or pay the money.
Unfortunately,
pay the money.
They're not
money's
strong
in the
enough.
Premier League.
Yeah.
Money's in the
Well,
Premier League.
I'm going to go
Premier
with.
League.
I said at the times when all the speculations were at height about Nasri, I said he'd stay. I said the same about Fabregas, and I said the same about Van Persie. So I'm going to say, bit of reverse psychology. He's definitely going to go in January, in the hope that he stays. Because every time I've put faith in a player and said that he's going to stay, he's just gone. So I'm gonna. My worst case scenario is that obviously he goes, and that's where I'm going to leave it. I think it will go. I can't recognise players anymore in terms of their loyalty. I can't pick out where they're going to be. So I think unfortunately, Goons, I think he will go. But anyway, time's running behind on us, so we're going to sort of wrap this one up now. Unless anyone's got any very very quickly they want to put in.
Well, just for tomorrow, we talked about tomorrow, yeah.
We did talk about Montpellier, yeah,
we're
briefly.
Win.
But we're going to win.
Yeah,
we're going to win. I think we'll win 3-1 tomorrow.
Just a quick shout out to my former workmate Marcelo Fernandez, who's listening from Dubai, and his cousin Daniel Fernandez, listening from Cape Town. Cheers, boys.
Nice one, lads. Well, thanks for listening. Okay, we're going to wrap this one up now. So you can follow us at the Gooner Family, and thanks for listening. And take it easy. Bye bye.